Good morning, children. Today we are going to study motion in a vertical circle. So when we tie any object at the end of any string and rotate in a circular direction, then we will have the vertical circle like this in this diagram. In this diagram, a object is tied at the end of the string whose mass is small m. Now it is rotating in a circle. Now in this case we have to study its motion. We have to find the velocity, final velocity at any point in this vertical circle, and tension at any point. Then at the different point also we can find the tension. So first of all we will calculate the velocity at any point. So in this case, a mass of m tied with the string rotating in a vertical circle, and the radius of the circle is small r. Now let body is moving from L to P. First of all we have considered body is moving from this point L to P, and theta is the angular displacement. Initial velocity is u and the final velocity is v. According to now conservation of energy, total energy at point L and total energy at point P will be conserved. At these 2 points the energy will be equal. So we can write kinetic energy plus potential energy at L is equal to kinetic energy plus potential energy at P. Now kinetic energy at point L will be half mu square plus 0 potential energy, because at L point height is 0 for the mass. Now kinetic energy at P half mv square minus mgh, because potential energy will be at this point conservative, then this will be the minus mgh. Now we will solve this equation. Then we will have the finally v is equal to under root u square minus 2gh. This is the final formula for calculating the velocity in a vertical circle at any point. So now we will find the tension along a string at any point. So in this diagram we can see this is the tension, and according to the free body diagram, this tension is balancing by this mg cos theta. So we have to find the tension of the string, then it is balancing by the mg cos theta. Now this mass will rotate in a vertical circle due to the centripetal force. So we can write in this position, we can write this equation t minus mg cos theta is equal to mv square upon r. Now we can write t is equal to mv square upon r plus mg cos theta. Now by using the trigonometry, by using the triangle OPN, we will find the value of the cos theta. So cos theta is equal to ON upon base upon hypotenuse, then ON upon OP. Then the value of the ON will be the r minus h, because this is the OL is the r, then NL is the h. Then we can write ON is equal to r minus h, and this is the radius, so OP is equal to r. So we can see cos theta is equal to ON upon OP is equal to r minus h upon r. Now put the value of the cos theta in first equation, this equation of the tension. then we will calculate the final tension at the any point. So mv square plus mgr minus mgh divided by r. Now we will put the value of the velocity, final velocity, under root u square minus 2gh. Now t is equal to bracket m bracket u square plus gr minus 3gs divided by r. So this is the tension at any point in a vertical circle. Now we will find the tension at bottom. So this is the general formula for calculating the tension in a string. Then at bottom the point is L, where h is equal to 0. So we will put the value of the h is equal to 0, then we will have the tension at the bottom, m divided by r bracket u square plus gr. Now tension at the highest point, where at this point in diagram, this highest point h point. Then we will see at the h point the distance will be equal to the height will be equal to the h is equal to 2r. So we will put the value of the h simply, and we will have the m divided by r bracket u square minus 5gr. So we can see the value of the tension at the bottom as well as the value of the tension at the highest point. Then m divided by r is the common in the both the cases, u square also common, but at the highest point minus gr and at the bottom plus gr. So now difference between the tension at the lowest point and the highest point will be equal to the 6 mg. So this question can be come in the objective also, ki what is the difference between the tension at the lowest point and the highest point. So after subtracting both of the term, we will have 6 mg. Now minimum velocity of projection at the lowest point for completing the vertical circle. For this condition, the tension at the highest point must be greater or equal to the 0. So by putting the value of the tension at the highest point, we will find the minimum velocity at the bottom, and that will be equal to the under root mgr. So if v is less than 5gr, then body will oscillate or leave the circular path. Now minimum velocity at the top. So minimum velocity at the top will be equal to, we know the velocity at any point, under root u square minus 2gs. So minimum velocity at the point u is equal to under root 5gr. So this is the 5gr minus 2g, and h is equal to 2r. So at the minimum velocity at the top will be equal to the v is equal to under root gr. So this is the velocity at the highest point, minimum velocity. Now this is the question which I think already I discussed in the class, so you can solve it. Now next topic is collision. Collision in daily life, sometimes we collides with another object or sometime with person. So here we have to study when two object collides, then what will be the motion, what will be the change in velocity or change in kinetic energy or change in velocity. So we have to study these things in the collision. So collision is a event or phenomena when two bodies collide with each other. Then we can see there are two types of collision: elastic collision and inelastic collision. We will see the differences. So in elastic collision, no loss of kinetic energy, but in inelastic collision there is loss in kinetic energy during the collision. Now in case of the elastic, total energy is conserved, and in the case of the inelastic also total energy conserved. forces involved are conservative and kinetic energy not conserve। यहाँ पे टोटल एनर्जी जो है वो दोनों के केस में कंजर्व होगा, बट काइनेटिक एनर्जी इज नॉट कंजर्व, इट विल लॉस और गेन, मतलब देयर कैन बी चेंजेस इन द काइनेटिक एनर्जी इन द केस ऑफ द इनइलास्टिक collision. Now the mechanical energy is converted into the heat, sound or light energy, but in the case of inelastic case the mechanical energy gets converted into, in the case of the elastic, mechanical energy does not converted, mechanical energy not converted, but in the case of the inelastic, mechanical energy gets converted into the heat, light and sound. So example is collision between the subatomic particles, and in the case of the inelastic, collision between wall and floor. And you can also find the lots of example in the daily life. Next type of collision is perfectly inelastic collision, when after collision two bodies stick together and move as a single body, and there we can consider the initial velocity and final velocity. Next type is the superelastic or explosion, like when any blast happen, or like bursting of crackers, or we can say explosion of the bomb. So these are the example of the superelastic. In this case when any object, one object is there, and after bursting its fragments can move individually. Now next is the head-on collision. After collision, when body moves on same path face to face, when any two bodies collides each other, then it is the case of the head-on collision. Then oblique collision, when after collision body do not move in same path but move in same plane, they move in the different path and they collides with an angle theta. So these are the type of the collision. So basically in this chapter we have to study the elastic and inelastic collision. Then now we will do the derivation of the elastic collision in one dimension. So in this case we have to find the velocity after collision of the each masses. So in this case we have there is a condition, two bodies are there, m1 and m2, both are moving separately before collision with the velocity u1 and u2 respectively. Now during collision they will come in contact, and after the collision they will move separately with the different velocity. m1 will move with the velocity v1 and m2 will move with the velocity v2. Now according to conservation of linear momentum, as this is the case of the elastic collision, so in this elastic collision also linear momentum will conserve. So before momentum before collision and after collision will be equal. So we can write m1 u1 plus m2 u2 is equal to m1 v1 plus m2 v2. This is the first equation. Now we can write m1 u1 minus m1 v1, put these term this side and this term u2 this side. Now take the common m1, then bracket u1 minus v1 is equal to m2 bracket v2 minus u2. This is the second equation which is derived from this equation number 1. Now according to the conservation of kinetic energy, in the case of the elastic collision, kinetic energy is also conserved. So initial kinetic energy will be equal to the final kinetic energy. So we can write half m1 u1 square plus half m2 u2 square is equal to half m1 v1 square plus half m2 v2 square. m1 u1 square plus m2 v2, because half has been cancelled on the both side. Now this equation can be written like the, after solving, bracket m1 bracket u1 square minus v1 square is equal to m2 bracket v2 square minus u2 square. So m1 bracket v1 plus u1 plus v1 bracket u1 minus v1, m2 v2 u2. So this is the equation number 3 derived from the by using the kinetic energy. Now we will divide this equation number 3 by equation number 2. This equation m1 v bracket v1 minus u1 minus v1 is equal to m2 v2 minus u2. So we, after dividing both, we will get u1 plus v1 is equal to v2 plus u2. Then this is the equation u1 minus u2 is equal to v2 minus v1. This is the v1. This is the equation number 4. So we can say relative velocity before collision is equal to relative velocity after collision, and the ratio of the relative velocity before collision and after collision and before collision is called the coefficient of restitution. So I have not written here, but I think now this is not in syllabus, but if it comes, then you can keep in your mind. Coefficient of restitution is equal to the ratio of the velocity after collision divided after collision and before collision. Now equation number 4, we can find the value of the v2 is equal to u1 minus u2 plus v1. So now put the value of v2 in equation number 1. This value of the v2 we can put in the equation number this one. v2 की value यहाँ पे put कर देंगे. So after putting the value, we will have equation like this, and this after solving this equation, after putting the value of this v2 here, we can find the velocity of the v1. Similarly, after putting the value of the v1 in equation number 1, we can find the value of the v2. So this is the final velocity of both the masses after the collision. So you have to practice these derivation 2 times at least, then you will be able to do in the exam. Now there is a case when both the masses will be equal. Say m is the mass of the two bodies, then we can have the final velocity of the m1 of a mass is equal to u2, and final velocity of mass m2 is the v1. Both the velocity will get exchanged after collision. Now case 2, if m1 m2 is equal to m and u2 is equal to 0, means when second mass is at rest, then we will have v1 is equal to final velocity will be equal to the 0, and v2 will be the moving with the velocity u1. So this is the case 2. Now we'll discuss the elastic collision in 2 dimension. 2 dimension, when when object will move in the both the direction y axis as well as the x axis. So we can see this is the case of the oblique collision, because object is moving this way at the angle theta, or slight path has been changed in both the direction x and y axis. So in this case m2 is at the rest position, velocity is 0, and m1 is moving with the initial velocity u1. Then after collision both moves in the with the angle theta 1 and theta 2. So we will find the component of this velocity, v1 velocity. Vertical component is v1 sin theta 1 and horizontal is the v1 cos theta 1. Similarly for the m2, v2 cos theta 2 and v1 sin theta, v2 sin theta 2. Now in this figure, m1 is moving with velocity u1 before collision and m2 is at rest, and after collision it get started to move with the angle theta 1 and theta 2 in 2 dimension. Now after collision, momentum of m1 along the x-axis will be m1 v1 cos theta 1. Then momentum along y-axis m1 v1 sin theta 1. Then after collision, momentum of the m2 v2 cos theta 2, and then m2 v2 sin theta 2. According to conservation of momentum along x-axis, we will equate these m1 u1 is equal to m1 v1 cos theta 1 plus m2 v2 cos theta 2. This is the equation number 1. Now along y-axis, initial momentum along y-axis will be equal to the 0 because there is no motion along the y-axis initially. Then we can write final momentum along y-axis will be equal to the m1 v1 sin theta 1 minus m2 v2 sin theta 2, because the direction of the velocity is in the opposite direction. Now we can see kinetic energy is conserved also. So by using the kinetic energy, half m1 u1 square is equal to half m1 v1 square plus half m2 v2 square. This is the equation number 3. Now by equation number 1, if theta is equal to 0 and theta 2 is equal to 90 degree. This is the equation number 1, and if theta 1 is the 0 and theta 2 is the 90 degree, then we will have the velocity, initial velocity is equal to the final velocity by putting the value of the theta 0 and 90 degree. So this is the case of the glancing collision. Glancing collision means the slightly oblique collision when body will move with the angle theta in 2 dimension. Now next topic is inelastic collision in 1 dimension. When two bodies stick together after collision and move together with common velocity. This is the case of the inelastic collision. At the time of the types of collision also I discussed the how we can see inelastic collision. So in the inelastic collision condition is there, linear momentum is conserved and there will be the loss in kinetic energy. Total energy will be conserved, but there will be the loss in kinetic energy, or change in kinetic energy will not conserve. So this is the case of the inelastic collision when m2 is at the rest position and m1 is moving with the velocity v1. Now after collision, both will stick together and move with a common velocity v. Let two bodies m1 and m2, let's same situation is written here. Now as linear momentum is conserved, so we can see m1 u1 plus m2 into 0 because m2 is at the rest position is equal to m1 plus m2 into v. Now we can calculate the velocity of the final velocity when both the masses stuck together and moving. So we will have the formula m1 v1 u1 divided by m1 plus m2. Now loss in kinetic energy. So kinetic energy loss will be equal to the initial kinetic energy minus final kinetic energy. So we can write half m1 u1 square minus half m1 plus m2 v square. Now put the value of the v we have calculated here, m1 u1 divided by m1 m2. So after putting the value, we will have the final derivation for the loss in kinetic energy, half m1 m2 u1 square divided by m1 plus m2. So this is the case of the inelastic collision. In this case we can find the final velocity when both the masses stick together and move with the common velocity, and we can also find the loss in kinetic energy. So in this chapter the syllabus is only till this topic. Now this chapter has been completed. You can do the problem of this chapter. So that's all for this chapter. Now we will study next topic later. So thank you. That's all for today.